All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, one of the most talented special effects artists in Hollywood, the fabulously and incredibly talented Joe Castro. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Ron. Thank you for that amazing introduction. And I just want to first start off by saying thank you.
You deserve it. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You know, when you post your work on Facebook, I throw up. You know, I always write how I'm vomiting.
You know just what to say.
Oh, but you have the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I mean, the guy with the two faces with the eyeballs hanging, the guts, the vomit. I mean, come on, where the fuck do you get these things from?
Hang on, wait. We got to say hi to everybody first. Don't answer that yet.
What makes your mind go there? I mean, the big rat. I threw up when I saw it. I said, that thing is in my shot. I'll kill myself.
So hold on. We're going to go back.
Stuff.
Hold on. So you already know Ron. Normally we would introduce you, but since you're a friend.
Joe Castro is a good buddy of ours. Come on, cut the crap.
So we have a chat room and it's full of people. So first say hi to the chat room.
Hey, everybody in the chat room. How you doing out there?
And then we have Angela Joseph and B. Claudia, Teresa Sabin. There's a whole bunch of people, but now they're not like writing things, so I don't know. But literally, there's a ton of people in there. Lots of horror people, lots of horror fans are in the chat room. They all love you. Since I can't see all the rest of them, say hi to Angela Joseph because she wrote Master of Blood and Gore. Love your work, Joe.
Absolutely.
Hi, Angela. I love you.
There you go.
These are people that support me. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without all the fans, without you, Jimmy and Ron, and your love and your.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Beautiful. No. It is true.
Joe,
because
your work sells.
Everybody has nurtured me, like to have such great role models and examples of people that have come before me in this industry and have nurtured me and given me constructive and honest criticism. That's how I get ahead. You know, it started off with Tom Savini. You know, Tom. Yes, sir.
He's been on our show twice.
Quiet. If you were not the talent that you are, do you think I'd stick my neck out and bullshit people? You know, I'm known to being Ron tells it like it really is. When I say you are fantastic, it's not an exaggeration. It's not smoke up your ass, and it's not a big kiss on the lips either. It's the friggin' truth. I've seen your disgusting, ugly, weird Martians and two-headed people and guts hanging out and knives in and throats hanging. I mean,
I love that shit.
I mean, it is absolutely the most repulsive stuff I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? It's art. It is art.
Thank you.
Because you're an artist, and your work is absolutely magnificent.
So,
watch some of the movies that Joe Castro has done.
We're going to talk about
the special effects.
So first of all,
you can vomit.
If you guys want to follow Joe on Instagram, you can follow him at Joe_Castro_director. I went on your IMDb. It says you started at age 15, which is really young, like, to know what you want to do, which is really cool. And then in 1985, you won a national special effects makeup contest in Monsterland magazine. And in 2011, you did a movie called The Summer of Massacre, and it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the highest body count in a slasher film, and you killed 155 people.
This is true. I
love this shit. This is like, you can't like write this shit. So in the chat room, first of all, somebody wanted to know, did you go to school for this, or did you just teach yourself?
I'm self-taught, but you know, I grew up around a lot of other young special effects makeup artists. And, you know, back in the day, in the early 80s, 1982, 83, you used to be able to do this thing where you'd pick up the phone and you could call 411. I don't know if anybody can relate or remembers that, but you could call anywhere in the country. And if a person's name was listed in a phone book, you could ask the 411 operator for their phone number.
Yeah,
so it was called information.
Yeah, information, right? It was Google. It was analog Google, basically. And you know what I would do is I would find out where my idols lived and what cities they lived in, and I would pick up the phone and I'd call 411 and I'd say, "Can I have the number to Tom Savini?" You know, and sure enough, they'd give me Tom Savini's phone number, and I could call him at home. And Tom is an amazing man. That man nurtured me from the age of 12 to the age of 15 over the phone. He taught me how to do things. He walked me through the process of several different special effects that he actually had made for movies that I admired. And he spent time with me and asked for nothing in return. He was super kind man and always has been. The first time I met him in person, he was so genuine and so authentic. I was, they say never meet your idols. It was just this amazing presence, and still the man that he always was to me, even as a child. Still nurturing me today.
I met him originally at Screamfest. We became fast friends, and he used to, when he was in Fort Lauderdale, he would come shopping with his daughter and his nephew in my clothing store, and then we would all go out to eat. He's the greatest guy ever. He's super cool, and also say hi to Jason Hawkins. He's in the chat room.
Hi, Jason. I'm
he says, you hope you're getting the effects ready for the Bleeding Dark.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm very excited to be working with Jason.
Did you ever meet Nick Marcellano, who was the head at Universal of makeup?
I have not. I have not met him. No, I have not.
I think he's passed away. But I knew him years ago, and he was a master of good makeup, not horror makeup. But he could get a ugly old lady and make her look like a glamorous, beautiful young woman. And I think that makeup is just as difficult as your horror makeup. What do you think?
Both, yeah, absolutely. They're both art forms, and the people that can transform someone's face, make them look younger, make them look flawless, make them look however with beauty makeup as well. Yes, it's a very, very high art, high fashion art.
Wait, I have a question because this is going to go. Wait. So, because Stan Winston, because our moderator wants to know: would you recommend Stan Winston or Dick Smith? Do you know who they are?
I know.
Stan Winston has an online course. I'm not familiar if Dick Smith still has an online because he passed away. They do have online courses, I know both of them. I grew up with both of them. Both have passed on. Both of those artists have influenced countless artists all over the world for the decades that they served in the industry.
I love it.
I knew Dick Smith. He was over at Universal with Nick Marcellano because I was at Universal for a long time on a two TV series. But anyway, could you do me a favor? The reason I'm wearing sunglasses, I had a cataract operation. So could you make me a nice eyeball that works?
So everybody's asking, is that from Xenophobia?
This thing right back here, yes. This mask is one of the aliens. Yeah.
Show us some of your disgusting.
Yeah, show us that
scary crap that you make.
You guys, so this is the head from Xenophobia, which is the movie that came out last year. It came out last year, Xenophobia. This is one of his aliens.
Isn't that attractive?
Angela was asking, is that one of the heads from it? How cool is that? I mean, that's some cool shit.
Looks like my ex-mother-in-law.
I always try to start with something.
Collins. Huh?
I always try to start with something in nature whenever I make something. This is actually modeled after this crazy looking old woman that I found online. And I always try to start with something that I find in nature whenever I make a creature, something real.
Was her name Vilma Collins?
I'm not sure.
My ex-mother-in-law put a wig on that doll, and you got her face for sure. Listen, show us one of the most repugnant things.
You can't because they didn't have him sitting there with him.
Oh, I want to see one of those gutsy things.
I have this this arm right here.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
One of my favorite silicone arms. On film, in the dark with the blood, this is just a stick here for the bone, but if you cover it just right, it looks like like fatty tissue.
Now wait a minute. I'm not allowed to discuss this, but in the film that I'm in, The Rat, there is the end when my end is what with a wristwatch. Is that it?
I think that is it. That is it from
that's my arm. Thank you. That's Ron Russell's arm.
Let me grab something else. Hold on.
Oh, look, here we go. You guys, we're getting like up close and personal with Joe Castro.
Churchill's going to kill me for that.
This is kind of hideous, but
let's see. Now, what's this one from? What's it from? Has it been used?
This is from this is from Friday the 13th Vengeance, which was a fan film about the Friday the 13th series, and this is Jason Brooks's decapitated head.
Oh my god!
You know what? It looks like
it's the details. You got to get all the you got to get the tongue
teeth and everything. The tongue.
It looks more like it looks like Jimmy Starr when he's having an orgasm.
Yeah.
You got to get that's the thing. You can get the whole aesthetic of a piece, but if you go into the super details, that's what people notice. That's what people really notice. I think, and really make it look believable. The teeth, the tongue, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, all that stuff is so important.
I love it.
Now, in the Big Friggin Rat, the movie that's coming out in October, the movie that I'm in, done by Churchill, Thomas J.
Yes.
Churchill, he said to you he needs a rat, and you had to come up with a rat. Tell us about it.
That's true. Thomas asked me to design on paper the rat. He gave me the script. I read the script, and he said, "Joe, can you design a rat for us?" And after reading the script, I realized this thing needed to be. Can I describe it? Is it okay? It just needed to look. It needed to look like, yes, a giant rat that weighs 2 tons that lives in the woods. Now that's a different kind of rat, So I wanted it to look like it really was just like covered in mange, and it had to be slightly mutated to be that big. Its bones would have to be slightly bigger, and the head studded, and yeah. So I went online and I Googled like pictures of like street dogs and mangy cats and rats, but there's like all kinds of like what does a gross animal look like that lives out in the woods on the street, that kind of thing, and I try to bring some of that into the rat.
When I saw it, what got me was all that slime coming off their ugly teeth. It's a skeevy looking rat. Let me tell you, it's really skeevy.
One of the first things I learned about making creature features is it's got to have eyes, evil eyes, big teeth, and has to be wet. The whole thing needs to be wet.
And your rat sure has slime hanging off the teeth. That rat is frightening. I mean, really and truly, if you had that rat in a darkened room and didn't tell anybody, you could give them a heart attack. That's how scary it is. It's a scary rat. And it's a scary movie. So everybody, I think we're coming out in October. I'm not sure. We don't have red carpets anymore, so I don't get advance notice where I have to be. But I think our film is coming out in October. And
along with the Amityville Harvest.
But wait a minute. I'm not finished. So watch Joe Castro's phenomenal Rat in the Big Friggin Rat.
And then you've got coming out in October, which I forgot the date. It was in Bloody Disgusting yesterday, I think. And the trailer came out today, I think. But you also worked on the Amityville Harvest, and one reason I bring it up is because you did the work on it. Also because they put that poster up on Facebook, and that's your creature that you created on the poster, which is phenomenal. So congratulations. Also, because it stars Jan Birch, Julianne Prescott, Sadie Katz, and Paul Logan, and they've all been on our show, some of them several times.
And they're all our friends.
And so
congratulations
on that one.
Thank you. I consider all those people film family. They're all very kind, talented people, and I'm honored and very humbled to be a part of the Thomas Churchill production of Amityville Harvest. Thomas has given me some amazing opportunities.
So now I'm making a movie, and I'm going to give you $1 million to give me a monster, but I want a monster that has never been seen before.
You come to the right place.
What would you? Wait, $1 million. Now, what do you suggest the monster would be and look like?
I'll be honest with you. I wake up with ideas. I wake up with nightmares. And I relish in them. And every day is a new flavor. Sometimes it would just depend on the moment in time and what's going on in the temperature of the world. Because I have, one of the things I learned, I see people imitate me, copy, duplicate, and Xerox my work all over the world. Because I really do consider my work truly original, and that's what I strive to be, truly original. And of course, everything's been done to death, but there's also the exception, and I try to be that exception in all my work.
And you are the exception. Okay, now on this $1 million movie, the title of the movie is Drag Queens from Outer Space.
I actually have an idea about drag queens from outer space. No joke. I'm not even kidding. And so
that's a script that's been sent to me, and Marcel Waltz loves it, and he thinks he wants to do it.
Well,
And
sign me up, please, because
we're
I have.
gonna have to have a Martian.
No, absolutely. I had a. It's so strange that you would bring that up. One of my favorite ideas I had when I was 19 years old, when I first moved to Los Angeles, and I was sitting in my little apartment off of Sherman Way here in Van Nuys, and I had an idea for a crazy kind of drag queen comedy horror monster movie, and I've always wanted to produce that.
We should do it.
Listen,
absolutely.
I'll help.
We were at Marcel's house, and I mentioned this.
No, I don't know what happened. I can hear though. Okay.
Give me your mic. And we were at Marcel's house, and I told him I got this ridiculous script that they want me to play Miss Moon, who's the head of the drag queens, the old lady, and it's called Drag Queens from Outer Space. And he said, "Oh, I love it. Let's talk about it." So I sent him some of it, and he loved it. And I don't know if he's going to do it, but it would be a lot of fun. It's a gay camp movie about a bunch of drag queens that came from Mars to planet Earth to find husbands because there's no more men left on Mars.
Sounds excellent. Sign me up. You know, I my partner Steven Escobar and I produced a film back in I think it was 2008, called "The Young, the Gay, and the Restless," and it's basically a parody of the series. And it's I think most of my films are actually comedies, even though they're horror films, because I laugh at horror. I mean, you know, I'll kill a person on camera any day. I don't feel any guilt or shame for it. People are crazy. People deserve to die, you know, on camera. And but the animals and the little
Nice
bugs.
how you stuck that on camera in there. That's hilarious. Well, I have a question for you. I have a bunch of questions, but here's the first question. We're going to tell some people some of the things too. First of all, you guys, for anybody who's just tuning in, this is Joe Castro. Anybody who tunes in, we talk about him a lot. This time we actually have him on the show. Astro, stop. We actually spoke a lot about you at Exorcism at 60,000 Feet because we had Adrienne Barbeau on our show.
Oh, yes.
And that's a movie, you guys, with Lance Henriksen and Bai Ling and Robert Miano and Kelly Maroney and Adrienne Barbeau and Bill Moseley. And so we were talking about you then. But I want to know, did you go when you did? I looked on your IMDb, and I don't know if everything on there is real or not. But when they did another gay sequel, did you actually go on set?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was one of 3 people. Yeah, I was one of 3 people from the original production that were invited back to be a part of the. As far as the technical crew, that was invited back to be a part of the sequel for another.
So you know where the hotel was? Well, it was like on that street, and right next to it was a shopping center.
Okay,
literally across the street from it. My clothing store was on the corner there.
See,
and so like we had 6 degrees of separation, and the guy who was ahead of it all came in with Perez Hilton.
Okay. Yes.
And said, "Hey, we'd love it if could we use some of your clothes?" And I said, "You can use I'll give you whatever you want if you let me have a cameo and let me have one line." And he said no. So I said, "Okay, you can't have any of the clothes to do it because I knew better." And no, he didn't know better. But it was funny. But I was curious if you were there because I was like, "Fuck, we probably actually saw each other."
Yeah, I was
we
there.
just didn't know, and we didn't know who each other was. So you guys, go ahead.
No, I still have. That working with Todd Stevens was one of was a bucket list experience, working on huge gay comedy like that, with loaded with movie stars, RuPaul and Perez Hilton, and the little guy that played the merman. I forget his name now. He's an adult film actor, but he's such a sweetheart. I still have his merman tail in the studio. Yeah, but great. Oh, Scott Thompson.
Yes.
Guy. Oh, just an amazing man to be on set with. Pure talent. So much.
I need to interrupt for a second. Rebel, I'm having difficulty.
That's not her. That's something you did.
I didn't do a damn thing. I'm just sitting here like an old man. What a kind of move. Rebel, if you can help me out, get my mic to go. Thank you.
That's not her, though. Somehow we did something done. So we'll share it. Come on, just sit here. So anyway, okay, so you guys, here's some of the stuff he's worked with. First of all, last summer we went to his Red Carpet Xenophobia. It's like got 3 different segments. Thomas Churchill directed one, Steven Escobar directed one, and you directed one, right?
That's correct, yes.
And that's where the head came from, that alien head, you guys. And then he worked on Big Friggin Rat. He did a movie recently that isn't out yet called Escape from Area 51, and I only bring it up because Chris Browning is in it, and he was just on our show, and I'm actually working with him on another film. And Donna D'Errico, Terror Tunes, and you've done all of them, right? That's kind of what made you famous.
That's right. That Steven Escobar and I produced a movie called Terror Tunes back in 2002. We shot the entire movie for $2,300, and when it was released, it sat on the shelf at Blockbuster right next to Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, all right. There were 8 copies in every Blockbuster in America: Hollywood Video, Walmart, Kmart, Best Buy, and it's what put us on the map, really. But we shot the entire movie in one weekend. Back in the day, in the 50s, when they made black and white science fiction horror movies, they would shoot the entire thing in 3 days. In fact, sometimes they would shoot a movie, and they did it so low budget that they would take the leftover money from making that movie and make another movie. That's what inspired me to make a movie for $2,300. So if they could do it back then, we can still do it today. And that's what literally inspired me to make the film.
Hardly. I'm used to doing a film in 3 months, and they were all, in those days, they were a high budget film was $500,000. That was a very, very expensive film. Today, that very same film is maybe 35 million. But years ago, it was really filmmaking. The first thing I had to learn when I came out of retirement was that we're going to shoot in 10 days. And I thought, how do you do a movie in 10 days? Well, no table reading, no marks, nothing. Just go do your lines and it's over, which I don't care for. I like the old system better. What do you think?
Well, the way I got through Terror Tunes, the original Terror Tunes, because there's 4 sequels now. The original one is the entire movie was storyboarded. I knew literally on paper, shot by shot, what I was going to do. And so when I would shoot a shot, if they flubbed a line, I would just push in for a closer shot and move to the next shot. The entire thing was kind of shot like a soap opera. They kind of showed us how it was done. And that's how they would do it back in the day as well, back in the 50s. They would shoot a take, and if they messed up the end of the take, they would just push in or go to a different angle and continue the take from there. And these guys are geniuses. They laid out the formula, the skeleton for how we make these independent films these days. And they need to get more credit. If you go back and watch these, since the pandemic started, Steven and I go back and we watch these old black and white horror science fiction films. And these things still hold up today. They're pure entertainment from beginning, the performances, the creatures, everything. And they made these things on shoestring budgets.
How about the original black and white Night of the Living Dead, the best film ever? Classic, best film ever.
Yeah, it's
the
like
start of the zombies.
Yeah, it's like a Bible, like a textbook of how to make entertainment for the independent filmaker, and
some of the other films, you guys,
people.
Some of the other films, you guys, he did Night of the Demons 3, Wishmaster 3, The Haunting of La Llorona, which I thought, there's 2 movies with almost the exact same title.
Yes, there's the Curse of La Llorona and the Haunting of La Llorona. Yeah,
the Curse. Because I thought it was the curse of it.
But actually, in 2006, I created La Llorona for the first time, and it was the first feature film made about La Llorona, and it was called The Wailer La Llorona. And actually, that movie has actually spawned 3 sequels, also, even before the recent one was released. And cool. If you go back and watch the original La Llorona that I created back in 2006, it's the same exact design that they pulled from that film, and Hollywood created in the big budget Lionsgate version of the film.
Yeah, and they totally took all your shit.
It's okay. It's okay. What is it? What is it when you are copied? When people pay homage to you?
Biggest form of flattery.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
When your stuff is hijacked, do you have any rights to it? Can you sue them for using your designs?
You could, if you wanted to go through pull all the buttons and whistles and stuff. And there was a time when, and I'm not going to say any names, but Hollywood has literally taken one of my scripts because I sent it to someone in Hollywood at a major studio.
That's old hat.
They literally took my script. They used the same damn title even. They just changed all the genders, and they made the film.
That's old. That's old Hollywood. They've been doing that in Hollywood.
So I could if I wanted to, but God has given me the ability to be a creator. I create things, and I have to realize that I'm always going to have that gift. I'm always going to be able to create something new. Let them have it. Let it be. Let it go.
You also
you don't get credit for your work, and your work is magic.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
What about? Did you create the Werewolf in Bone Hill Road?
I created the Werewolf transformation.
The Werewolf
for Blind-
Transformation.
yeah, the Werewolf Transformation. So they shot the film, and then they came to Hollywood. They contacted me about a month before they came to Hollywood to shoot in my studio, in my effects studio, and they brought the lead actress to do the transformation. And then they brought out another actor for one of the climax werewolves in the film, where I did another kind of transformation on one of the actors in the film.
I love
yeah,
Todd Sheets. He's like a really good friend of mine. He's awesome.
What'd you
God
think
is-
of? What'd you think of the werewolf in the Werewolf of London? That was
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the first werewolves that we saw. There where their fingers grew and their face got long.
absolutely,
that was
yes.
a great piece of work. Now, what was that? All mechanism inside, machinery or whatever, to make it stretch that way? How did they do
right,
that?
That's right. Yeah, no, that's was used. They were groundbreaking materials. They used urethanes and silicones and foam latex to make all that stuff happen. And yeah, it was cutting edge technology at the time. And Rob Bottin and Rick Baker. Rob Bottin did The Howling, and Rick Baker did American Werewolf in London. Both were the true groundbreaking werewolf transformations at the time. And at one time they worked together. But when they made the American Werewolf in London and the Howling, they kind of went their own separate ways, and each one of them has its own flair, you know. But both of them have inspired countless artists all over the world, including myself.
So what are your like if you had to pick your top 3 favorite horror movies to watch, what are your like favorite movies? Do you have favorites?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they're movies that whenever I mean, I hear the theme song, I begin to cry. You know, I would have to start off by saying Godzilla versus the Smog Monster is going to be my first one. And when I hear there's these trumpets in the opening theme of Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, and just start tear up, a grown man starts crying.
That's so
in
funny.
the movie
The
theater.
Godzilla versus the Small Monster. Okay, go ahead. Give us 2 more that you like.
But there's a reason behind it. The reason behind
Okay.
it is because it's the film that inspired me to become a special effects makeup artist. My father literally sat me down in front of the TV one day and said, "Joe, I want you to Joey, call me Joey Pumpkin. I want you to watch this. You're gonna love this movie," because he knew I liked dinosaurs and he knew I liked dragons. And he had to babysit me that day, so he thought this would be great. And that's what changed my entire life. I knew exactly after that movie ended that I wanted to be a special effects artist. That one,
That's
okay.
very
I'm gonna have to say, Rabid. If you've never seen Rabid, it's directed by David Cronenberg, an amazing cutting edge director.
Great movie.
It's not for the faint at heart. It will make your stomach churn. It's a little kind of on the sick side, but it's a beautiful, well-made film. And I love the fact that there's an adult film star that stars in the movie. You're trying to break over into mainstream media. So many people that have very talented people in the adult film world have never been able to make a smooth transition over into mainstream cinema simply because of their past that haunt them. And Marilyn Chambers always inspired me. So Rabid, absolutely Rabid. Number three, ready? Number 3, Blood Feast. Blood Feast is directed by the godfather of gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis.
I know him. I knew him.
Yeah, that man inspired just countless. Still to this day, even in death, inspires countless of artists, filmmakers, and moviegoers all over the world with what he did. And I don't think he ever got the credit that he deserved. He is single-handedly responsible for the slasher movie. And most people don't know that. And why is he responsible? Because he invented the storyline. A deranged person stalks innocent victims one by one, murdering them on camera in a horrifying special effect death. And then at the end of the movie, dies by the hand of the hero or heroine of the movie in an even more horrific death. That is the slasher movie formula. And
I know, but they haven't stopped.
Hates that formula.
That storyline is in every single movie that I'm in or I see. And I said but wait a second. Then Marcel Waltz, who I adore and love, who's a genius in film.
Total genius. Love Marcel's work.
Did Blind. We went to the premiere of Blind, and I was
there.
Oh, Joe, Joe, you were sitting right behind us.
Amazing.
You and Stephen were sitting right behind us. And I said to Jimmy, this film is phenomenal. It's absolutely the best horror movie I've seen since Psycho, Hitchcock's Psycho. It's an excellent film, and everybody should really rent it, buy it, or go see it. You will love it. And now Marcel is working on Blind 2.
That's
which
right.
is going to be a sequel to What Happens to Sarah French. Wait a minute. When Pretty Boy goes in her bedroom.
Wait, because we only have 3 minutes left. So first off, tell everybody, Joe, you got Xenophobia. Tell them about a quick thing about it and where they can go get it.
You can. Xenophobia is a brand new film. It's the first ever alien anthology abduction movie. And if you like practical aliens, like what you saw in the original Star Wars, you will love this film. You can rent it on all home media platforms. Google it. You can buy it on DVD right now. It's everywhere. Yeah.
And do you have other films that people like that you want to like plug that people can get on Amazon or Google or any place?
Oh yeah, you can IMDb me, but most of my films are available on DVD and Blu-ray. You can come to my Facebook page and say hello. Facebook.com/Joe.Castro. Send me a friend request, but more importantly, send me a message and say hello. Most of my films are rare finds, but we do have them, and they're all cult classics. They have a huge fan followings, and I guarantee when you watch my movies, you will always see something that you've never seen before.
Did you like The Lost Boys? That's like my favorite movie is The Lost Boys.
You could pass out from half of his
yeah.
monsters.
When you see, you guys want to follow him and be friends with him on Facebook just to see the videos.
I have to warn you out there. If you're weak at heart, I would not suggest you see a Joe film where that Joe's done the work in it, because you will be so scared you could have a heart attack. And he doesn't want that to happen.
My mother used to say, "It's terribly gross, but yet it's still beautiful. Some way it's still beautiful."
That's true. That's what he thinks.
That's what I said. I said your work is so repulsive that it's art. I mean, there's no question about it. Looking at it disturbs me, but I so appreciate the talent that it took to create that ugly, disgusting, scary, horrible thing that frightens the hell out of you.
I'm a lifetime.
When you watch the movie.
I'm a lifetime horror movie fan, and I think your work is dope as fuck. It's so cool. It's not even. I mean, it's just totally amazing, and I love it. Everybody in the chat room loves it. All your fans love it.
You know, but I'm waiting for you to receive an Oscar at the Academy Awards for your work.
Yeah.
You've got to get into major films because your work is absolutely the most professional.
So you guys, this is Joe Castro. Follow him on Instagram, Joe_Castro_director. I don't have my glasses on. And we got to go because we're almost out of time, but we want to thank you for coming on the show. Good luck with everything that you've got going on. We look forward to seeing Xenophobia 2. I saw it on IMDb, so it means it's getting prepped.
And I want both of you guys in it. I want both of you in the movie.
Yeah, we love it.
Okay, and hello to Stephen.
Oh, yes, hello to Stephen.
And I hope to see you both very soon when this damn virus is gone.
Absolutely. I'm ready for it to be over with. I love you. I love you both. Have a beautiful day.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody in the chat room, thank
Joe.
you so much for tuning in. We had a great time. The chat room was filled. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Rebel, thank you, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
It was good, Joe. You did very well. You made it interesting.
Yeah, we in the midst of the celebrities. Make sure to subscribe, reach, and start music. You would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show. We're on Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Listen past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show. We're on Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show. We're on Russell.